Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back, or welcome to Legio Talk. Still working on that intro thing. Probably going to be the running shtick for the remaining of Season 2. Anyway, so this week, we're going to finally take a stop at movies for a while. Because I talk a lot about movies, I love movies, but I also love video games. And today I want to talk about Microsoft specifically, because to be completely honest, I don't think I've ever talked about Microsoft really. Like, I'm a Nintendo fan, and I'm a PlayStation fan. But you don't know the Xbox side of me. And today's topic is just mainly, I'm curious, and I'm going to talk about, speculate, what is Microsoft's real future. Because right now, we're coming out off of Sony's Spider-Man, which I fucking love. There's a game review coming very soon for me about that game soon. And they also got a war and also an amazing year of, hardware successes with its PS4, PS4 Pro, VR, and all those stuff. And then Nintendo is still killing it, even though they haven't really had many exclusives this year, as preferred to the hit Zelda and the hit Odyssey of Mario last year. They haven't hit that yet, but they're still very successful. We got a Pokemon game of sorts in November, and then we're getting, of course, Smash Ultimate in December, obviously. So, but what about Microsoft? Now, obviously, if you aren't aware, this console generation, it was Sony versus Microsoft and Nintendo lagging when we were starting. Now it's Sony's winning. Nintendo had a huge comeback. I did a video about that, and now Microsoft is in third place, which kind of is really, really, really different. Since when we were beginning this iteration, we were in a such different spot with all three of those companies, and now we're in a huge power switch. And so, with that being said, so let's just get down to it. So, Microsoft doesn't have much to go on this generation. I mean, they have made a huge they made a comeback this year. But the problem is, is Microsoft something? Is the Xbox really something we're all going to get excited for? Now, to be fair, before you said I'm an Xbox hater, I'm just letting you know, I own an Xbox. I had a gold membership for about 7 years straight. I just let that expire because, most of my friends, if not nearly all of them, switch over to the PlayStation, or they just don't play they don't play online games. And for me, as a fan, there isn't a reason for me to invest my games on the Xbox anymore. So, I'm using this year as an example. So, games that I got this year, God of War, PlayStation exclusive. Gotta get it on PS4. I got some Nintendo games this year, obviously on the Switch. And then Spider-Man was only on PS4, and you got the Crash port that came out this year, but that started on PlayStation, and I got that on PlayStation 4. And I got Mega Man X Legacy Collection on PlayStation because for me, I love the PlayStation button layout to the point where it comforts me to play a Mega Man game on there, which, to be completely fair, I've only played Mega Man games on Nintendo handhelds. I played Battle Network and Star Force on the Game Boy. But the thing is with Microsoft is that I always used to play shooter games on it, like Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty at one point. And those were all I was playing on it. And at the time, because 2009, 10, 11, no, 2011, around that time, that time period was an amazing time for me, at least socially for a gamer sense, where I just used to play Halo. I used to play all Xbox all the time with my friends. Of course, that makes me a no-life, but at the time I was only like 13 years old, and that was my life. I loved Xbox for that ability. But as we got older, at least in my age bracket, I am understanding there are die-hard Microsoft fans, and I respect you. If you love Microsoft, if you love Xbox, this is not a video of me shitting on you. I have utmost respect for Xbox, and I do have plans to eventually return, at least for me, to go back to the Xbox community. But there is nothing this year that enticed me. Obviously, you need the exclusives. You need the first-party exclusives. You need the big titles that are going to not only sell your console, but also is going to get the fan base back on your console for the weekend or the week or the month or whatever. Right now, this month, it is PlayStation's time with Spider-Man. Spider-Man is killing it this month. Next month is Red Dead Redemption 2. And that's a multi-platform thing, but again, PlayStation's getting more of the better deal than an Xbox, and then November will be Pokemon. Nintendo's going to dominate that month. And then December, Smash, and you gotta admit, Smash is going to wreck it out of the park. So where is Microsoft's thing? The only game I knew about was Crackdown 3. I never played the Crackdown series. All I knew is that Terry Crews is a part of this game. That's literally the only thing I know about it. It was literally the only exclusive planned for this year, and the major exclusive. I think there were other exclusive stuff for Microsoft, for Xbox this year, but I didn't notice it. It was, if I'm on a gaming website, or if I'm doing something, if I'm watching something gamer related, it's usually Nintendo or Sony related stuff. It's rarely Microsoft. That I am aware of the literally, I forgot the name of it, Gamer Pass or Xbox All Access. Those are great ideas, and they're definitely going to be great for Microsoft in the long term. But right now, as we're speaking, there isn't like, what's the sustainability of Microsoft? What is the sustainability of Xbox? Because Xbox One X was so hyped up to be the most farthest innovation in the gaming community, in the gaming software space of this generation. And then it literally came and went. I don't even know one friend who has an Xbox One. And a lot of people just get PlayStation 4 Pros. And the Pro, hardware-wise, is a little bit farther from X. But the thing is, because the thing is at this point, for me, what I prefer is that I just want a game system that works and has a great catalog of games for me to buy. I don't buy a console until it's either cheap or it has a great catalog, or it has that one game I need to buy. I got my PS4 for Arkham Knight 3 years ago. I got my Xbox One. Well, I didn't buy it for a game. I just bought it because a lot of my friends at the time told me, "Hey, you should get an Xbox One and last." And I'm like, "Well, I got a job. I got money. I can finally invest in that." And I did. But that time has passed for me, and I'm not as invested anymore to be in that space anymore. And this isn't my story about how I lost my touch with Microsoft. This isn't it. I'm just telling you, like, from an average gamer who I have no allegiance. I love all the gaming system. I love Nintendo especially. I love PlayStation. I love Xbox. I'm not a particular PC fan because I don't play PC games. That's not who I am. And you can't fault me. If PC is the master race, well, I can jokingly say, no, it isn't. But guess what? I am aware, hardware-wise, yeah, it is better. But that's not me. That's not where my ecosystem lies. But you gotta respect that in me, and I respect if you're a PC gamer, if you're just a PlayStation gamer, a Nintendo gamer, an Xbox gamer, or everything, to each his own. But back to my point here, with Xbox. What is Xbox now? Besides the past. Where's the big game? Of course, we got Gears 5 next year. We got Halo Infinite. But where are they now? That's my question. They're not here yet. Halo 5 came out in 2015. Gears 4 came out in 2016, I want to say. I think I got the dates. I got the years wrong. But they still have a lot of time be where we are now. That Microsoft hasn't been able to deliver a game that's going to make gamers reach out the store. That's why PlayStation 4 is still one of the best-selling consoles every single month. Because you always get some brand new great game. We had God of War. Now we have Spider-Man. We're going to get Days Gone next year. Last of Us Part 2. Ghost of Tsushima. Eventually Death Stranding. Whatever the fuck that game is. So we already know PlayStation's immediate future. We got the VR headset. We're going to probably get PS5 at some point. We know the plan. Xbox, we have an understanding of the plan. We are going to get Halo, the next Halo, the next Gears. But what's beyond that? That's my question. I don't think Microsoft... for me, I feel like there needs to be something. They need something. Because we had this here, for example, for Sony. I know a lot of people are probably get a little pissed, like, you're using Sony as an example. Yes, Sony is killing it. Microsoft isn't. Success-wise, everyone's making money. But, of course, obviously, Microsoft isn't making a lot of money compared to Sony and Nintendo. So, we need to get all the three top dogs back into the usual places. Not like a whole, like, oh, PlayStation's going to be better, Microsoft's going to be better. No, it's like, I want everyone to be successful. I think it would be, like, the day Sega officially announced they were not going to do any more consoles. I think it was a lot of people were disappointed because we were never going to get another Sega console. Now, for me, I never got a Sega console. I'm not a big fan of those. That's my opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt or whatever. But for me, I just wasn't. And I can't imagine what would the ramifications be right now if, well, PlayStation obviously never going away. But if we were talking about this with Nintendo, a couple of years ago, it would have been a whole different landscape had Nintendo Switch was a bomb, a fail, had Nintendo not made the comeback story that we all see now. And now, when Xbox, now of course, Microsoft as a company isn't going away. They're making a shit ton of money on their other venues. Microsoft as a company isn't going away, but it's the Xbox brand that, unless the next generation doesn't entice what gamers need from them, because for me, this is what I want to be back in the Xbox community. I need a game that's going to unite everyone, exclusively on Xbox. Because Spider-Man's only on PS4. That's my only enticement. If it was between PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, I was going to definitely go PS4. Because for me, PS4 is the right thing. And again, Xbox, for me, I have a feeling, many people say Xbox is better to be played for shooting games. And I think that's a well-known fact. But the thing is, with recent years, I mean, you can always get the next COD, the next Battlefield on PS4 as well. There is like, instead of getting the 100%, you're getting 50%. And that's sometimes great. But sometimes, what the exclusive content PlayStation has, they tend to lead over to the PS4 side compared to the Xbox One side. So, if you get my drift. So for me to get back into it, you need a great exclusive. A critically acclaimed, fans love it, game. Will that be Halo? Will that be Gears? Will that even be Crackdown 3? Will that even be... Maybe a brand new IP is what they need as well. They need some new IPs, because right now, they're kind of burning the old ones to the ground. I mean, Gears 4 was great, but was it amazing? No, it was a fun Gears adventure. Halo 5 was good at best. The story was okay. I never really got hooked in the multiplayer that, you know, Reach and somewhat of 4 got to me, so that's another thing. I'm aware they're going to a digital. Eventually, they're going to go all digital someday. But for me, obviously, I'm a physical guy. I mean, you can see the collection behind me. I'm a physical media type guy. But I need something. There needs to be something that unites. I know. I remember when Microsoft got the PUBG license that fully have to be the first console to have PUBG, and then PlayStation came in with the whole Fortnite thing, and, you know, they got that. I think Fortnite came out everywhere, but majority of the people played it on PlayStation 4, despite the whole, like, they don't connect, the Epic's account thing. That's a whole different talk for another day. But at the end, the point I'm saying is that I really love where Nintendo and PlayStation have grabbing at least my attention, but Microsoft doesn't. I have no intention of getting another Xbox membership anytime soon, because I got a shit ton of games on PlayStation and I got a lot of games coming out for Nintendo. But the point is, what is Microsoft's future? What is the Xbox future? I would love to see whatever Xbox 2 is going to grab me back in, I hope. Because right now, this generation, which I think is going to last for like another year and a half or so, Xbox should set the foundation of where it needs to be in the next generation. Like PlayStation 3 did with PlayStation 4. They set up things that PS3 needs to lay down the groundwork. When PS3 started, it wasn't doing that well. The expensive price point, all that shtick back in the beginning of the PS3 life cycle nearly hurt the PlayStation brand. Then they started building the trust back up again in the latter half, and they set the foundation. So when PS4 came out, they just came in and rocked the world, and now we're at the peak of where PlayStation's going to be, and then Nintendo right now with the Switch. You know, they had a lot of bombs with the Wii U, and so they had to like start over, new foundation. Now we're at the Switch. That's where we need to be. So for me, I really hope Xbox. I love what they're doing with the program. That's a great first step. But they have to get the next exclusives on the way. They need to get the big stuff out of the way. I know they bought a shit ton of studios, so that's great too. They need to capsulate that. And it's going to really suck seeing Microsoft for the next year or so. Still, they're not ready to put out the big punches yet. Maybe like a minor punch there to PlayStation, Nintendo. But they need to get stuff ready for... Eventually, they need to have the big hits. They need to have their God of Wars, their Spider-Man. Stuff that's going to make us really go hard into the Xbox stuff again. At least for me. I mean, for me, I'm not a big Xbox fan anymore. But I still love the platform. And I do want to get back on it. But it's just... Where is my time valuable for? And that's the thing. A lot of gamers figure out what console in my limited schedule deserves my attention. And right now, I feel like that is PlayStation 4, and then to the portability / thematic sense, it's Nintendo. Microsoft, Xbox. Again, it's a case-by-case opinion. You could already be an Xbox fan that's just like, what are you talking about? Xbox is still great. And I'm not saying Xbox is doing horribly. It's not where it is before, and I would like it for Xbox to come back. I would love to start playing my Xbox again. It's just been sitting in the corner of my den, not my den, my area, gathering dust for the past 4 months. Because I haven't touched it. I haven't played it. I used to try and force myself to play Xbox games, to play Battlefield 1, to play Gears of War 4, but I just didn't, it wasn't in my heart to play it, and I kind of do feel bad that Xbox isn't doing where it used to be some years ago. So, at the end of the day, to my advice to Xbox, if anyone's listening to me, I hope you keep doing what you're doing the new program, laying the good work for the fan, laying the foundation to whatever Xbox 2 is going to be, and I hope things do succeed. I do want to see Xbox thrive again. I am not a PlayStation biased person. I am not a Nintendo biased person. I love all three consoles. I love games. Half of my content on this channel is about games, and I haven't even touched an Xbox game yet on my show Couch Gamers, but I do want to. So at this time, I hope Microsoft and Xbox have a great future. I hope things get better. I hope this is just the beginning of the incline than the decline, if you know what I mean. And what you'll see. Here's to E3 2019, Microsoft winning or whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Let You Talk. I hope you enjoyed it somewhat. More me rambling for another 10 or so minutes. I hope your time was very, very well informed here. And I wish you all a great day, a great weekend, a great week, whatever the hell you're watching this. And this is in the future. I hope Microsoft has already succeeded. I hope everyone's doing successfully. I hope. And I will see you guys next week.